Hello, anybody listening? This video is going to be a bit different since it's going to be a theory I have about the 1968 movie 2001 A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. If you haven't watched this film, then I say it's one of those movies you must watch at least once in your lifetime. So sorry for the lack of visuals right now. Although if you care more about visuals than what I actually have to say, then this probably isn't the right video for you. And let me say this is just a theory. I could be completely off course with this, but I don't think anybody else has mentioned it yet, which I think it's worth mentioning because I always like different perspectives on things and might be worth a discussion. Now let's just get straight to the point. Most people know there are three monoliths in the film. I'll show a still image from the scenes here. So the first one is with the apes, which learn to use tools after the monolith has presented itself, kind of like a stage in evolution. And then we have the one on the moon, which has been dug up by the humans that are there because it was giving off a big magnetic field. And then when the sun goes over it, it generates this really powerful signal aimed at Jupiter. And then the third being near Jupiter as Dave Bowman approaches. So, three monoliths, right? Well, I think there are four, and we are ignoring the true first monolith, which can be seen at the start of the movie here. So really, this is the first monolith in the film, which would make the one by Jupiter the fourth monolith. And I think this is important because I actually think the monoliths represent dimensions instead of evolution. You see, in the first dimension, you can only have lines. So basically one point to another, but the line would be so thin that you wouldn't even be able to see it. But add in a second dimension, and then you can have width. So it means you can actually see what's there. Because without width, it would be so thin you can't see it. And that's why we've got this black screen at the beginning, because you can't see anything. And then we go to the scene with the apes. I think that's two dimensions, because we can actually see something. But it's not three, because it's just apes. We're just watching what's going on. And then I think on the moon, that's three dimensions because humans, we are going there. We can touch this. We can feel this. It is here. And then that would mean at Jupiter, that monolith is the fourth dimension, which is when Dave Bowman goes through the Stargate, into a four-dimensional world, which makes sense because a Stargate, that's hardly three-dimensional. That's more than three-dimensional. And then he goes through, and then you got like 8 minutes of him going through this Stargate with all weird colours and everything. And then eventually he gets to his room at the end, which I'm not actually going to go into detail about that in this video because I think that's something slightly different. I just wanted to talk about the fact that the monoliths, I think, represent dimensions and not evolution. Because at the end, when he's in the room, that's more like he's watching himself. So it's kind of similar. He's watching himself get older because he's in a higher dimension. It's like us. Well, I might as well go into it now. It's like he's watching himself from outside, like we were watching the apes from outside. But perhaps I'm wrong on this theory, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Yeah, it's not a very long video, but then I like to just get straight to the point. I don't like wasting people's time, especially if, this theory might just be a load of bollocks, but I think it's definitely worth some thought. Thank you for watching, guys.